What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis. Once again, giving you the information that you asked me. I did a video um, about how to keep your woman happy. And then I got a flood. I was listening, y'all. I was listening. I got a flood from women telling me that they wanted a video about how to keep your man happy. Okay? I was listening to everybody. I couldn't answer all of them doggone questions. I know that hundreds of y'all put in the PM, give us one about how to make your man happy. And I didn't answer a lot of them because I was going to do this video right here. Alright, some of them I told you I was going to do the video. Some of y'all I didn't answer because I was going to do this video right here. So it wasn't like I was ignoring you. I know what you wanted. I made the video. Okay, so what I did here was I created 5 secret ways to keeping your man happy. And the reason why I call them secret, they're not really secrets necessarily, but they're not the obvious ones that you always hear, which is basically feed them and fuck them. Those are the ones you hear all the time. That's not in here. Not to say that those don't exist and you don't need to do those, but those are the obvious ones that you always hear. And most people feel like if I'm doing that, then I'm good. So these are just some stuff, these are just some things so that a lot of women don't know that are kind of like the key to a man's heart. Some dudes might not even want me to give this information out, but still, these are like the keys to the dude's heart. The way to get in there to like where he doesn't just want you there, but he needs you there. And that's the biggest thing to be needed. Anyway, first thing you want to do when dealing with a guy is steal their independence. Now, are you like, what? Yeah, steal the independence. Here's what I mean. You want to be the person that knows where everything is and why. You want to be the person that is, because here's the thing about a man. If you'll do it, and we really care about you, and we don't mind you knowing our business and stuff like that, we'll let you. But once we get used to you doing it, that means that we can't really do it ourselves. We don't want to do it ourselves. So that gives you a certain amount of power because you know where things are. Like if you go to any office, even though the boss might be the most powerful person in the office because they have power given to them by the command structure or whatever, the most powerful person in any office is generally the secretary. Because that's the person that everybody's going to ask. If you've ever had a secretary, you know good and well, there's nothing you can do without asking her. You actually have to ask her for permission to do shit. You in charge, but you got to ask her for permission to do shit. Because you don't know how to do it without her. You're like, well, I would go get these files and do this with him, but I don't really know where they are. I don't ever use this copy machine, so I actually have to ask you to, if I can make copies. Like, hey, can you make me some copies? I can't even make them on my own. Because you've been there you might have been there 2 or 3 years, and you ain't touched that copy machine the whole time. It would take you 15 minutes or so to even figure out how to use that particular one. So you got to go ahead and ask her. You might not even know how the coffee maker works. You're like, hey, man, if you drink coffee, you'd be like, I don't know how to even use this. I have to ask her if I can have a cup of coffee. Because she has to make it. So that's power. A lot of times, when you take over a lot of aspects of the dude's life, like, even if he's giving you the money, but you paying his cell phone bill, you paying his car note, you doing this, that, and the other. I'm not saying just baby the dude, but I'm saying as much as you can take over and take that independence where he's not the one doing a lot of stuff, that gives you more power. Plus, if he ever tries to cheat on you or something like that, it's a lot easier for you to find out because you're the person that pays bills in the house. You're the person that he gives his money to get this, that, and the other done. You go into his account and do this, that, and the other. So you already know everything that he's doing. You already know how much he's supposed to have for this and that. So if he leaves and goes somewhere, you know. If his credit card statement says a certain thing, you pay the credit card bill, so you know. That's why a lot of women actually do that. A lot of brothers out there, you think your chick is being nice? No, they're hijacking your independence. Good for you. Smart move. Okay. Win friends and family over. That's number 2. That's kind of like the public displays of affection that I was talking about with the women, what you do with women, but just a little bit different for men. When you win friends and family over, basically you're showing them how much you care about him on a regular basis. Like, for instance, say there's a fight or something like that. And he's like, man, I'm about to go out and I want to watch this fight on Saturday. And you could be like, hey, babe, you can do this fight over here if you want to. You can watch the fight and I'll make wings for you and your friends and stuff. And y'all can watch it over here if you want to. So he's like, okay, cool. So he brings his friend over. You make wings for him. You bringing them drinks and doing food and stuff like that. What are they saying? Damn, you got a good woman. You got a good chick there, dude. This is a fact. I've seen this myself. I have a friend of mine who he really has a good chick. And they had gotten into an argument and they was going through a little rough patch. There had been a few arguments, but they was going through a little rough patch or whatever. So he goes out with us, a couple of his friends. And we go to a few parties and stuff like that and chill with him and everything. And I mean, like I said, he go through a super rough patch with his girl. Like, they ain't really speaking and stuff. But she's a good chick in general. But anyway, so this other girl starts talking to him. And he's like kind of, you could tell that he's on the fence about like, yo, man, maybe I should deal with this girl or whatever. Because, that's when people catch you a lot of times at a point of weakness. But anyway, he was kind of thinking like, I don't know, maybe I should. I don't know. Anyway, the craziest shit happened. My other homeboy, who will also remain nameless, I was going to say his name, but I'm not going to because other girls talk to him. Anyway, my other homeboy, who was notorious for cheating on women, notorious for having sex with every girl he can possibly get his hands on. I mean, this dude don't care. This dude done had sex with his brother's girl. I mean, this man doesn't care about anything. He goes, man, dude, I wouldn't even do that if I was you. You got you a good one, man. You don't want to lose that over this shit. I was in shock. I was thinking the same thing, but I was like, I'm a regular human being. This dude right here, he didn't seem to have no morals to me. But even being who he is, he could look at the situation my friend was in and say, look, I don't want you to mess that up. That's what I'm talking about when you win over friends and family. It gives you leverage for when you're not there. Friends and family will look after you. Friends and family don't want to see nobody else in this life because they feel like you're so good. They're like, man, that's a good chick right there. She let us come over and eat and stuff. She, you do stuff for his mom and his family and stuff like that. They don't want him to break up with you. They don't want him to go nowhere. They gonna always be vouching for you. Like, nah, you in the wrong. Even if he not. Like, I'm like, nah, you in the wrong for that one. So, get those friends and family on your side. And that you do that by just being nice to him in front of them, making sure they see how much you care about him. If you can do stuff for his friends and family, not really as much as friends as his family, because the friends thing can look kind of weird. So, but like for his mom, his sisters, brothers, and stuff like that, if you can do nice stuff to help them out, within reason, that's a good thing to do to win over the friends and family. Number 3, be a partner in his dreams. You need to be a partner in everything that he's doing. When he tells you he wants to do something, that's when you need to spring into action and start saying, well, how can I help you? What can I do to be a part of this? Listen to him when he tells you about his goals. Because if you don't believe in a person's goals and you don't believe in a person's dreams, you do not need to be with that person. Because that's just going to turn bad on both of y'all. Because they're going to get mad that you don't really believe in them, yada, 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 and y'all going to break up over that because it's going to be something you constantly fight over. If he told you he wants to be a rapper and you don't believe that that's a possibility and you don't want him to be a rapper, you need to get somebody who doesn't want to be a rapper. Or you need to believe in him being a rapper until you need to tell him what it takes for you to believe in it. Like, okay, here's what it's going to take for me to be on board with this whole rapper thing. You're going to need to cut a demo. You're going to need to do this. And that's all being a partner in his dreams is. It's really just telling him, hey, here's what we need to do so that this is a realistic goal. Here's what we need. Don't tell him it's not realistic. Tell him what you need for it to be realistic. Because what happens is, if he can't meet those things, a lot of times he stops wanting to do it on his own. Because he's not meeting the things that makes it realistic. But you got to do your homework and research. I'm not telling you to tell somebody, yo, it's not realistic because you want to be a rapper and you ain't got a deal yet. Because you don't know. You're not a rapper yourself. But you just say, you work with him. That's, like I said, be a partner. You ask him, well, what do you think is a reasonable goal for this year as far as your rap career? What do you think is a reasonable goal for this many years? And yada, yada, yada. Like, and you get him to lock himself into reasonable goals, and then you help him achieve those. And if he's not achieving them, you already know he's not on the right path. So that's another thing. Like, that makes you indispensable to him, though, because you're part of the dream. You're a part of his goals. Here's one that a lot of people don't know. They think they do, but they don't. Number 4, compliment. A lot of people feel like they should give women compliments all the time. Like, that's a big thing for women. Compliment, 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 compliment. But a lot of women don't realize that that's a big thing for men. The crazy part about it is the way you feel about us tells us how we value you. Here's what I mean. You have to make your man think he's the biggest, best, sexiest person that you've ever dealt with in your entire life. And the craziest part about this is if he doesn't feel that way, it doesn't become a reflection on how he feels about himself. See, that's how women are in general. If you make a woman feel like she's below you in some kind of way, or she's not the best you've ever been with, or whatever, she's not the top, most women that messes with their self-esteem and they feel bad. And you know, they kind of don't. I know a lot of women who are in that situation. They get beat by dudes and stuff like that because they don't feel like they can do any better. And they feel like he could be with somebody better if he wanted to. Well, men are generally the opposite. Usually if men feel like if you're like, our sex is pretty good, but I've actually been with somebody that was a lot better than you. That man then goes out and says, okay, well, I'm going to be the best to somebody. Maybe not to you, but to somebody else. So that's more likely for him to cheat on you. But here's a crazy thing also. It devalues you. If you like, I've had better orgasms with somebody else. Well, that means that if we were to break up tomorrow and you were to go out there and sleep with somebody else, if they gave you a better orgasm, that wouldn't matter because you wasn't with that first dude that did. If you was with somebody with a bigger penis, you said you was with somebody with a bigger penis before. You ain't with them now. So that means that doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So it takes away a lot of your value when a guy feels like he's not the best. Not just sexually I'm talking, but just in general. When a guy doesn't feel like he feels like you downgraded to be with him, what it makes him feel is like, if you downgraded to be with me, then I'm the guy that would take you. I'm just the dude that would take you. You want to be with better, but you can't be. So that's basically saying, I can leave anytime I want to and I can come back. Because no matter what you have that's better than me, it's not going to stick. You're not going to keep it. Because you can't. So you want to make somebody feel like they're the best in every possible way. Because if you're not making a dude feel that way, like I said, it does devalue you to us. That's just how men think. Number 5. Give him a feeling of ownership. If you make him feel like his family belongs to him, then he feels like he's responsible for it. Make him feel like you guys belong to him and like you need him. I see women every single day that tell me the same old crap of I don't need a man for nothing. These are women who have a man. I don't need a man for nothing. I don't need you. I don't need you to help me do nothing. I pay my own bills. I cook my own food. I do my own thing. I'm independent. I'm sexy. And they do this thing, and then you see them like a couple months later, maybe even a year later, and they'll come up to you with their lips stuck out like, I can't believe he left me for somebody else. He left me. I left him and I don't know what we gonna do. And you like, whoa, you really crying hard for somebody that didn't need this dude. You didn't need him. Maybe that other girl did need him. So basically, you're being an asshole. Because he left you for a chick that might have needed him. It's kind of like there's one piece of pizza on the table. and I'm hungry as hell, and you're not hungry, and you pick that piece of pizza up and eat it, that is an asshole move. How you gonna eat the pizza? And I'm hungry, you're not. So that's kind of how it is when you sit there and say, I don't need a man to make me happy. I don't need you in my life. I don't need you. I'm good without you. I can go by myself. When you saying all that nonsense, what you're telling the dude basically is like, I don't need you. So, if you want to be with somebody who does, I can't really get mad. Because you're a jerk if you get mad because somebody takes something they need and you don't need it. Keeping things you don't need is really a jerk move. So you got to let them know that you need them and that you guys, your family, belongs to them. Like, hey, I'm here with you because there's ownership here. I'm with you. I'm yours no matter what. And you're mine. We're together. So you have a responsibility to me because of that. Because I'm here for you. I'm there for you. I'm here. I belong to you. You have responsibility. We need you. I need you. And you openly admit that. Because a lot of times, you'd be surprised. You make a person feel needed, they feel a certain amount of responsibility. And when somebody feels responsibility towards something and they feel ownership, it's like, I'll wash my car, but I'm not going around washing everybody in the neighborhood's car. I'm washing what belongs to me because it's mine. You'll pay for your own place to live, but you're not about to pay somebody else's rent. That's not yours. It's like if you live in an apartment. You don't paint the walls in an apartment. It's like, I'm renting this mug. This ain't mine. This is your apartment. So make him feel like he owns it. Make him feel permanent. Make them feel like, I can't do without you. Because when you make somebody feel that way, yeah, some people take advantage of that situation, but that's somebody who didn't really care about you in the beginning. We're talking about somebody who does care about you. When you make that person feel ownership, they're going to treat you better. They're going to be more attentive and more active in your life. In a bonus one, this is number 6 actually. It was 5 ways and I thought of a bonus, so put this out there as a bonus. That way we can still keep it as number 5. That's 5 ways. Put your best foot forward in public. That's one of the last things I got to tell women. When I talk about that, putting your best foot forward, that's just letting your dude know and letting other people know that you treat him right. Letting him feel good in public. But also coming out dressing nice, looking good. Because you want to attract attention from other people. That lets him know, hey, I got something good. And you want to treat him like a king in public. That's something major. And I said this to guys too. As a woman, you want to be the person to get up and make your dude a sandwich or make your dude a plate in public. A lot of people sit there and go, I ain't doing that. I ain't making no plates. He can make his own plate. Is his legs broke? I'm going to tell you something about your friends. This is like one of the last things. I'm going to tell you something about your friends. They'll tell you that nonsense. But I've actually dated more than one girl who said, he can get up and get his own plate. His legs ain't broke. Now, they have never told me that in the privacy of our own home or area. They get my plates, get my food, get my drink, do all that other stuff. Just like, anybody else. And they tell their friends that they do differently. You know what I mean? So a lot of women are actually playing it off to the point where it kind of makes the man feel downgraded a little bit. It kind of makes him feel like, he's in front of his friends. Once again, this goes back to winning over your friends. It makes him kind of go and feel like, you're making him feel like he's not really a man in front of his friends and stuff like that. Go ahead, and it don't take from you to do something nice for him because you're doing it because you want to. And you feel like he's worth it. If you don't feel like he's worth making a sandwich for, you don't need to be with him. Chuck that to deuces. If you don't feel like he's worth making a sandwich for, you need to chuck that situation to deuces. So, you can put your best foot forward in public. You can make sandwiches. You can get drinks for him. You can do all of that stuff to make to make it seem like you're being a good woman to him so people can see that. And if you don't feel like he's worth that, then you need to chuck deuces. Because that's not going to work anyway. Alright, hope I was able to be of help with all of these things. If you try that, I think it pretty much work on any dude. Hopefully, like I said, I was able to be of help. Any questions or anything like that, you can either give me a PM. That's a personal message. I'm using these little abbreviations and terminology now. Or you can leave a comment in the comment box. Or you can also give me a message on askchazzellis on Facebook. That's the quickest way to get to me right now. That's got the quickest turnover, so you probably want to use that. askchazzellis on Facebook. That's probably the quickest turnover. All right. It's your man, Chaz Ellis. Peace.